आज मुस्कुरा रहे थे। ये बच्चों में तीन शब्दों के कारण कंट्रोलिंग पावर या रूलिंग पावर कम हो जाती है। और तीन शब्द एक इंग्लिश की बोलते, एक है वाई और दूसरा है वाट और तीसरा है वांट। ये तीन शब्द खत्म करके एक शब्द को जब वाई आवे तो भी, अगर वाट आवे वांट आवे तो भी सिर्फ एक शब्द बोलो, वाह। वाई नहीं, वाट नहीं, वाह। वाह शब्द तो आता है ना, वाह 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 मैं और वाह ड्रामा। तो सिर्फ वाह बोलो तो ये तीन शब्द खत्म हो जाए। उस दिन भी सुनाया ना, तो बाप दादा ने कौन सा खेल देखा, सुनाया था ना। एक चित्र है आप लोगों का बनाया हुआ, पहले का चित्र है, अभी का मन नहीं रखते हैं। लेकिन एक चित्र है जिसमें योगी योग लगा रहा है, बुद्धि को एकाग्र कर रहा है, बैलेंस रख रहा है। तो बैलेंस की तराजू दिखाई हुई है। तो जितना ही वो बैलेंस करता है बुद्धि का, उतना कोई ना कोई बंदर आके बैठ जाता है। तो ये तीन बातों का बंदर आके बैठ जाता है। तो बैलेंस क्या होगा, हलचल हो जाएगी ना, बैलेंस तो नहीं रहेगा। तो ये तीन शब्द बैलेंस को समाप्त कर देते, बुद्धि को नचाने लगते हैं। समझा ना सभी ने, समझा।
Om Shanti. Awake the signals. April. Imbibe the virtues of sweetness and humility. You will have the virtue of sweetness in your life when you do not look at the past of others and make your own sanskars easy. The virtue of a simple soul is sweetness. You will practically be able to see sweetness in their eyes, sweetness from their lips, and sweetness in their activities. Om Shanti. Welcome to Avekti Parivar. Today is April 1st, so the day 1, Manmanabhav. Surrender the mind. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. How is everyone? Good? Well? Happy? Very good. Actually, if we listen carefully, the definition and clarity about every word comes after listening to Baba's Burli. Now, the word surrender of mind is very common to us. But some think that surrender means I shouldn't think, right? But mind will think always. You cannot say mind shouldn't think. But Baba just now said what to think and how to think, right? So Baba said the three words should not come in our thinking. Why this happened? Why this keep happening? You know, this whole question of why takes our mind very deep into a lot of wasteful things. So somewhere to transform that word, Baba said, into Vaha. I think when we really will start doing practically, then we see the changes. And the changes will be that mind is surrendering to Baba. So the three words which Baba said, where we lose our balance and mind fluctuates. And for Manmanabhav, stability of mind is very important because it needs focus, it needs concentration. Every soul has their own sanskars, their own part to play. And if I keep questioning about everyone's part, why this one is doing this, why this one doesn't do that, you know. Yeah, we have to set right system, we have to have right guidelines, we need to have principles in life. And it's also maybe part of my duty uh, to direct everyone. But that should be done in a very sweet way by drawing the attention to the principles of yagya, guidelines of personal life. So even if I have to teach or I have to tell, but that also needs a principle, right? And that one definitely Baba is saying sweetness has to be there. Anything which you say in a critical way is not accepted by any soul. You will find that it creates more distance in relationship. It reduces the respect of the soul. So transforming one's own self, in other words, is using my mind, which is surrendered to Baba. I am listening to Baba's versions, Baba's advice, Baba's directions, and then I am thinking, right? This should really be underlined that surrender is not to think, but surrender is to think the way Baba wants us to think. So this whole week, pay attention, especially for full day tomorrow. Pay full attention to that whenever word why comes, what comes, want comes, I change it to Vaha. I see the magic. Because when Baba is giving directions, it's truth, right? Whatever Baba is saying must work in a magical way. So the thinking of the surrender mind is to be free from why, what, and want. So a surrender mind will say, Vaha. So when you're saying Vaha, there is very, very elevated and positive energy in you. Some might say, what is there to say Vaha? There's nothing there to say Vaha. But Baba is asking me to do it. Baba is giving me such a thought why I should not use it by saying Vaha. But these things, one is intellectually to accept, other is to do it in practical. And when you see the benefits of that, what's the difference in your attitude now? What is difference in your stage now after saying word Vaha? So intellectually, yes, we can have many points, but what I feel these days that unless I do it, unless in practical, I experiment with it will not be, I will not see the real benefits of it. Then I can go back again into why, what, and want. You understand? So surrender means transformation of the thoughts from why, what, want to Vaha. It will be good for mind, good for body, good to create right atmosphere for everyone where there is no wastage. Because otherwise there is lot of waste of energy. And when there is waste of energy, then we don't have power. And if we don't have power, then whatever we will do, there will be mistakes, right? So when we say Manmanabhav is surrender of mind, that means when I say Baba is saying this and I must do it. So I'm thinking of Baba, right? So in following what Baba is saying, there is natural remembrance. This one said, I should do this. This one said, I should do it. So when you're saying it, whom are you remembering? That soul, no? So remembrance is not only just thinking of Baba, but you can also act according to what Baba says. And there is remembrance of Baba in that. And that also is Manmanabhav. Like during whole day, when I'm doing action, oh, so-and-so told me to do this. So whom I am remembering, that person, isn't it? So this is called to be naturally whole day in remembrance of Baba by thinking about what I am doing, Baba has asked me to do. And that's our strength. I know that there are many situations come and we use our intellect, we try our different ways. But recently I realized as soon as I say what Baba did, what were Baba's principles in the task of establishment when there were many adverse situations. There were many challenges, but Baba had certain principles to respond to that. And if I follow, that is why I like today's blessing, that even if you are trying to be truthful, trying to prove that you are truthful, you still have to do it in a civil way, civilized way, not with anger, not with, different negative ways, because that's where the success will be. Baba says you can try all different ways, but you won't be successful. And if you are not successful, that means somewhere your methods are not right. And your methods are not right. So the truth you are trying to prove by stubbornness, by argument, there won't be success. So I think we can really underline even today's blessing so that mind even doesn't think that way. I will prove this by taking this action. I will prove this by saying this. No, Baba said you won't be successful. I like it very much. So when we are talking about Manmanabhav, we are saying that how internally 24 hours there is remembrance of Baba. So that is not through intellect, Baba, you are point of light, but creating all relationships with Baba. What Baba says as father, I must follow. What Baba says as teacher, I must follow. What Baba says as Sadguru, I must follow. And one is when I follow for my personal life, about my thoughts, the way my intellect discerns, my words, my actions, my personal life. And second is my relationship with others. Soul consciousness, the only way to settle karmic accounts and also to create good relationships. I don't have conflict with anyone. I don't have disagreement with anyone. But do I still have a spiritual, loveful relationship with everyone? Because of karmic accounts, there are different of sanskars. But it is only when I look at other one as a soul and in my own soul conscious state that I am settling, but I am also creating. Because if we have to go to golden age, in golden age we have very, very loveful relationships of care, of sharing, of love, of joy, togetherness, like as a one big family. That is called golden age relationships, right? So Manmanabhav is the method where in all my relationships with Baba, I follow Baba. So following also is a kind of surrender, right? I'm not thinking what I have to do. I'm just following Baba. That's also surrender, right? There's not only one meaning of surrender that I have to only think what Baba wants me to think, but also in practical life, am I following Baba? What Shiv Baba said, Brahma Baba did, and what Baptada did, I have to do. Some say, oh, we haven't seen Baba. How do we follow Baba? Said, whatever he did, he speaks out, no? There's not a single thing which he did and he is not saying it. That is why reading Murlis are so important. How do we know what Baba is thinking and what Baba is doing? It's only through Murlis, no? Yes, we haven't seen Baba responding into various situations, so he did it. But at least through Murli, it's important to understand what guidelines Baba is giving us. Like all dharna points in the Murli, are what Baba did himself, right? To be humble. He was so humble. Doesn't mean he didn't have self-respect. He respected everyone. He bowed to mothers, had a lot of love for every child, but he was very firm, very stable. And he maintained his self-respect. He maintained the respect which Baba gave him. He remembered his part. He never forgot that I am Baba's medium. Baba is using my body. Once I was asking Dadi Gulzar, we were thinking that something came up that Dadi Gulzar should say it. Something had to be decided. And she said, I don't think I can say because this chariot is Baba's chariot, so I cannot say it. So she knew exactly that I am the chariot. So what I have to say, what is my part? Many times she will say, I don't think. And we will immediately say, yes, Dadi, that's okay. If you don't want to say, one of us will say. So it's very subtle, recognizing your part and then in that part, what words you have to speak, what kind of thoughts you should have. All that emerges when there is true Manmanabhav. The Baba will help me to understand my part and play that part accordingly. So again, deeply, what is following Baba? Using all the principles while interacting, not only with Baba's family, but with all the souls of the world. There's karmic account everywhere in the world. And especially now, what we have to do, we have to be bestowers, right? But even in bestowing, keep your self-respect, keep your principles in mind, whether it is giving or receiving, both have certain principles. So it's through the Murlis, we can reflect deeply on Murlis and try to understand what is Shrimad, what are the principles. Very, very deep, very interesting, and it could be very powerful for each one of us to understand this very, very deeply. So surrender of mind is only possible when I follow Baba. And following Baba is possible by understanding what Baba is saying in the Murli. So Murli is not points of knowledge. Murli is what Baba did and what he wants us to do. Baba is guiding us through his own life. And then it was successful, right? Until now, 80 plus years of yagya. And everyone thinks, all those who are responsible instruments, we really wanted yagya to be maintained the way Baba did it. Those old days where Brahma Baba was guiding the yagya, it should continue same way. And that's only possible if we remember, first in my personal life, I follow Baba, and then in my playing part as an instrument or any relationship with anyone, I have to follow all the principles. I cannot act the way I want. There won't be success, right? So I really like today's blessing. Maybe you all can read it again. Even if you have to prove the truth, how do you prove it? So Manmanabhav is natural remembrance of Baba all the time. And I think that will come as much I want to follow Baba accurately. Becoming like Baba is a big slogan, right? So Manmanabhav is 24 hours in my thoughts, through my words and actions. Just think of Shiv Baba, look at Brahma Baba, think of Shiv Baba, look at Brahma Baba, and then follow the thoughts, words, and actions. So we will go more deeper, but tomorrow whole day, change mind to Vaha and see how your thoughts and your power to discern work. I'm sure you will see a lot of difference. Om Shanti.
Welcome to a Vyakti journey, jewel of light, pulse of wisdom from Dadi Prakash Maniji.
सर्व आकर्षणों से परे नष्टो मोहा बनना है तो उसका पहला स्थिति है फरिश्ता बनो तो सब रिश्तों से मुक्त, जिसके लिए कहा कि ये अपनी प्रैक्टिस करनी होती। किसकी? इसमें पहला त्याग चाहिए देह अभिमान का। देह अभिमान बहुत बड़ी सूक्ष्म सब्जेक्ट कहो अथवा पुरुषार्थ है। देह अभिमान अनेक प्रकारों में नीचे लाता खींचता, इसलिए देही अभिमानी बनो और निरअहंकारी बनो, निराकारी बनो, निर्विकारी बनो। ये तीनों महामंत्र अगर रोज याद करो पढ़ो तब ही देही अभिमानी बन सकते हो। इसलिए मेहनत करनी है, ऐसा बाप समान निरअहंकारी बनना। निरअहंकारी ही निर्माण का काम कर सकता है। जब तक निरअहंकारी नहीं तो निर्माण का काम नहीं कर सकते। और इसके लिए फिर पुरुषार्थ करना होता है कि जब हम अपने को फरिश्ता बनाते कोई रिश्ता नहीं, तो फिर खुद से पूछना है कि मेरे सर्व कर्म बंधन को सर्व जो बंधन बहुत बांधे हुए है खींचते, मैं उनसे मुक्त कहाँ होता। मैं बंधनों में फंसा हुआ हूँ या मैं बंधनों से मुक्त हूँ। अगर बंधनों से मुक्त रहेंगे, बुद्धि कर्म की बात छोड़ो, अगर बुद्धि हमारी कर्म बंधनों में खींचती है, तो बुद्धि योग बाबा से नहीं होगा। अगर बुद्धि योग बाबा से नहीं, तो फिर जो एक अति इंद्रिय सुख का अनुभव हो वो भी नहीं हो। दूसरा, जो का सर्व संबंध में बाबा से ही प्यार हो, वो भी नहीं होगा। जब वो भी नहीं होगा तो अतिरिय इंद्रिय सुख का मजा भी नहीं।
सिंध में एक सितंबर को थी जन्मी, कान्हा भक्ति दादी के मन में थी। 15 बरस की थी बाबा से मिली, मंडली ने जिंदगी बदली। हुआ था दरस शिव नूर का भी, स्वर्ग सी एक नई दुनिया दिखी। रही साथ रब के जो अंत आदि, प्रकाश की मणि है अपनी दादी। वो प्यारी दादी, हो न्यारी दादी, सबकी दुलारी है हमारी दादी, हमारी दादी।
दादी ने कहा 3 शब्द दादी के सदा याद करना। हर कार्य शुरू करने के पहले ये याद करना, फिर कार्य शुरू करना। निमित्त, निर्माण, निर्मल वाणी।
Shanti. So, in month of April, we have decided to do something new, and we have a group of Kumaris. They came together and they took this initiative, and as we have this topic of Manmanabhav, and every day, like we are taking one sub theme, like today was the surrender the mind. And so each Kumari, each day they will take turn and they will practice on that. Of course, we all have to practice, but this is like that Kumari, that soul, that angel will do that theme, that topic intensely and come up with that practice experience. And we want to bring that angel to a Vyakti Parivar every day, different angel every day, and she will come and share with us the whole day experience, what they did, how they did, what are their experiences. And actually it's very inspiring because they are also kind of in this field of where some of them have jobs, some of them are in college, and doing everything, and doing this practice. So I'm so happy that they have taken this initiative, and it will be wonderful to listen from each one of them. And let's see. So today, the first angel who did today hold a practice, and she will be sharing with all of us, is, you all know that, her actually, his sister Maitri. So I would like to invite her. Welcome, Sister Maitri.
Om Shanti Didi.
Om Shanti. Special welcome to Avekti Parivar, Sister Maitri, and we are very excited to hear from all of you. I know you all have come together and decided and thought about it, and taken this practice, and really it will be very nice to listen from each one of you. So today is your turn. I'm sure whole day was a great day for you. So it's all yours. Let's listen from you.
Yes, today was a very nice day. And the first thought that came as soon as I woke up in Amritvela was that my Sadguru has come to bless me with this mantra of Manmanabhav. So it was so intoxicating, very powerful, the first thought of the day. And it woke me up and just took me to Baba's world. And then while I was with Baba and I was taking that blessing of Manmanabhav from Baba, and I felt in Baba's drishti that when Baba gives us a blessing, he sees us in that form. That's how he gives us the blessing. So as master Satgurus, that's what we have to do, that when we give blessing to someone, we see them in that form. And that's how I was feeling Baba and his hand of Sadguru on my head. And then throughout the day, as Didi was saying today, that it's not possible for mind not to think, right? And that's not what surrender means. It means thinking what Baba wants me to think. So throughout the day when I was doing my work, I felt like a sunflower who was just constantly looking at the sun of knowledge. And there was nowhere else to go, just me and Baba, and mind was constantly facing him. And then somewhere inside the mind, there was this song that was playing, that the mind, the man, found the friend of the mind, so manmeet. So there was this very natural connection of man and manmeet throughout the day while I was working, doing my job, everything. So as soon as mind was trying to go somewhere else, the first thought that came, no, my manmeet wants me, so I would just face the sun of knowledge again. So that was my experience. And the other thought I had was, I love in Avikt Milan, and this is something that I always look forward to, and I know many of us do, when Baba says, raise your hands. He asks a question and then he says, will you do it? Raise your hand. And he always says that all of you impress Baba by raising your hands, right? And then after he says, raise the hand of your mind. So that's what I was trying to practice today, that I raise the hand of my mind in every Srimad Baba is giving me. Anything he says, I raise my hand. And anything he says or any thought that comes, is this something I would offer to my Sadguru? And constantly I was able to change my thought. And that's what Didi was saying today, that change what, want, and why into just wah. So that was my experience throughout the day.
It's wonderful. So from your experience, you want to give any tip to everyone?
Sure. Yeah, that's the one thing I would say, that anything, like from morning to evening, Baba gives us so many Srimad from Amrit Vela till night. So as Didi was saying, that you really have to recognize the Srimad that Baba is giving, and recognizing the Srimad and raising the hand of the mind in every Srimad that Baba gives, and just follow, not using the intellect, because this is Manmanabhav. So not using the intellect, questioning it, just follow Baba the way he's saying. And it's a beautiful experience. You will really find Manmeet as your companion.
So one thing I want to hear from you, that when you all came together, Kumaris, and talk about this initiative, what excitement do you all felt like? It must be newness, right? So how was the energy?
It was very powerful, and everyone is very excited. And I'm sure Avikti Parivar will see a different angel every single day. And one thing that they were very excited about is we have also decided to take 1 hour out of our day and do special bhakti for Manmanabhav. So they all have taken that initiative of taking 1 hour and sitting with Baba. So we're also collecting that yoga power together. So that's what mostly everyone was excited about.
That's great. Yeah, we are also excited to listen all of you, and of course it will inspire many souls. So thank you, Angel. And would you like to give homework for tomorrow?
Sure, yes. Manmanabhav. Surrender the mind. Since you have surrendered your mind, how can you create the thoughts that you wish? You have to follow the directions of the one to whom you have given everything. What will be the stage of one who has given his mind? Manmanabhava. His mind will be fixed on that one.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Manmanabhava. Surrender the mind. Since you have surrendered your mind, how can you create the thoughts that you wish? You have to follow the directions of the one to whom you have given everything. What will be the stage of one who has given his mind? Manmanabhava. His mind will be fixed on that one.
मनमनाभव। मन को सरेंडर करो। जब मन अर्पण कर दिया तो उस मन में अपने अनुसार संकल्प उठा ही कैसे सकते हैं। जिनको दिया उनकी मत पर ही तो चलना होगा। जिसने मन दे दिया उसकी अवस्था क्या होगी। मन मना भव। उसका मन वहाँ ही लगा रहेगा। ओम शांति।
Om Shanti, and you, Manmanabhav, think about remembrance of Baba, follow Baba. Easy to take from Murli some point and just keep following. Om Shanti. Good night, everyone.